to you wherever you're watching from. We really hope you're having an amazing time. We welcome you to the maiden edition of Facet. On Facet, we discuss different aspects of different topical issues. These are real life issues. And of course, we bring on the show guests, rubbing minds together, which of course you can also drop your comments on the comment section. But do not forget to also subscribe to our channel, Yo TV. My name is Oluwaseyi Daudu, and today on Facet, being our maiden edition, we're going to be discussing family relationship matters. Now, today, we want to look into family interference and dealing with in-laws. You know, sometimes you hear from people, some people wish they don't meet their in-laws. Some people wish probably by the time they get married, their mother-in-law or maybe their father-in-law should be dead. I mean, God forbid. And some people, they say they get lucky that they have amazing in-laws, and some people don't even want to hear anything that has to do with in-laws at all. So I'm just wondering, what could be wrong? Is it that we're getting something wrong? I mean, gone are those days. I think it used to be something. It was something very positive. I mean, gone are those days where you have your husband's mother living with you, and it seems they were living peacefully. But these days, we call it the Gen Z generation. A few things have changed. You hear motivational speaker, even some pastors, advising that in-laws, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws should stay away from their children. So all of these are what we want to take a look into today on Facet. And with me on the show, I've got Mr. Emmanuel Adiegbe. He's been married for many years. He's an elderly man. And of course, sometimes it is very good to learn from people with experience. They say experience is the real teacher. So we want to find out today. So with me in the studio, good day to you, sir. Good to have you, Mr. Emmanuel.
Good day and good evening to you, including my listeners and viewers.
Okay, welcome to the show. So, recall earlier I said you've been married for many years. I mean, not that I wouldn't have said it. Not that I would have, I would have been more specific. But I want the, our viewers home to, hear from the horse's mouth.
Thank you very much.
How long have you been married?
I got married in February 1978.
How many years now?
Minus 1978 from 2024.
That's, I'm very poor in mathematics, but I think that's 36
years.
36 years. Wow, you've been married for 36 years.
Yes, of course.
Now, before I go into the questions of, dealing with in-laws, your experience, how has it been marrying for 36 years? Because these days, the rate of divorce is alarming. A lot of people cannot even, sustain their marriages, and it's really sad because marriages these days, a year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years into it, they are divorced. How did you do it?
Thank you very much. There are a lot more to it. You see, marriage, some say, is a contract, which is erroneous impression. Why do you say something is a contract? That is, after executing the contract, that may be the end of that contract.
Sure.
I mean the word contract. So marriage is a life pattern issue, but some people don't look at it from that perspective, because there are a lot of things that we need to consider in marital relationship.
Okay.
One, it has to do with maturity. Two, it has to do with your understanding the marriage concept itself.
Okay.
You see, if you are going to the marriage in a man, you must have attained the age of maturity. You must have known what you are going to be facing. This as a bachelor, you care for yourself alone. But once you get married, you need to think. If you stay late at times, you must remember that there's something waiting for your arrival at home. And you just go like that, like without notifying anybody. But the marriage in those days attracts a lot of patience, understanding of both parties. You know, something in marriage has to do with love. You know, by the time we start dating, we start courting, the courtship,
courtship.
you know, you see, from nowhere, the man will just appear and started crushing. Hello, hello. You know, you mothers, you know the way you behave at first. You feel as what is wrong with him? Okay, you are looking for something. Do this and that. A lot of bullying from the
woman.
Yes.
Bullying.
Yes. See you. You want to? you don't match me. I receive such insults.
Wow.
So you think you match my personality? You mean you match my beauty, or what is it? Oh, but since the love is there, you see the difference between love and interest is a wider gap. You see, we have lost love, which attracts only interest.
Okay.
It's only to gain something and do away with it.
But you know, the other time I was asking, I mean, you've been married for 36 years, and I'm just wondering how you've been able to do it. And it's not so surprising because, I mean, looking at your generation, I think we often see similar things. You know, we have, like my parents, for example, they've also been married for 30-something years. We have a lot of people who have been married for 40 years. But, I mean, come to this generation, it feels like things are beginning to change. And we are wondering, where did we get it wrong?
Yes. There's no doubt we will get it wrong. I started analyzing what marriage entails.
Okay.
You know, these days, you are always impatient. Many people rush into the marriage. I say some people agree that or believe that marriage is a contract. It is not. It is not.
You're saying it's not a contract?
It's not a contract.
So what is it?
It's a thing you must see beyond being a contract, because when if I contract this out to you, after finishing, you go away with it. You go away after delivering the contract. Will you stay with the something?
But I thought it's a life contract. I mean, till death do us apart.
That's another word, life contract.
Okay.
We are not distinguishing it now. Unlike I quoted it, ordinary contract. So if we agree that it's a life contract, and that is why I will say what God has done together, let no man put asunder. That is where it has become life contract. If you want to use the word contract along with our discussion. In this case, we need to understand the difference between life and ordinary word contract. If we agree, like, okay, for example, our parents are for us for life. Some parents are treating their children as if they are disposable issues. They are not. They are not. But in their own concept, they believe, you are a bad guy. Please do away with me. I don't want to see you. That is not. The same thing is applicable to the marriage. When you are going into the marriage, think of so many things. You see, when the marriage is being performed, they say, for better,
for worse,
for better, for stay, for worse, for stay. Not for better, for stay, for worse, for go.
Okay. But then, you know, I mean, I appreciate what you have said, but to be honest, I think things have changed. You know, back in those days, sometimes some of our mothers, they were married to abusers. They got abused verbally, emotionally, even physically. And because of the idea and concept of marriage, for better, for worse, you have to stay. They stayed, and they, I mean, even through the whole challenges, they had to stay. Even if it were to be left to them, they wouldn't have wanted to do that, but because of what the society will say, or because of their children. And now, the new generation are saying, we can't do that again. I mean, that was back then, but now things have changed. So what do you think about this?
You see, things that have changed has their own limitation as it stands. to our lifespan.
Okay.
Because if things have changed, it will have expanded our endurance. It will have expanded our patience. It will have expanded our understanding. Because by the time we are getting married, we might not be facing difficulties until in the middle of the marriage. Sure. And there's no life that is free of any challenge or challenge whatsoever. So, in as much you don't have the thick skin to absorb whatever happens. Maybe somebody is like our own. You see, things are rosy there. Things are rosy. Things are not so there. When you go out, you come back home with a lot of things. My darling, I bought this thing for you. I know you will like it. How many can afford to do that now? Now, the understanding is not there. Mutual understanding is not there now. Mutual understanding is not there now. Because when you are getting something from your man and he goes out and he returns and he could not give you anything, you don't need to pick offense straight away. Darling, as usual, you have not been coming home this day with something. My love, I'm sorry, things are not all that funny with me. To you, that understanding you have developed right from the beginning is supposed to continue to. But in the middle, just maybe you have a friend that, in fact, I cannot give account how many times my man has bought me so many things. He has never, for once, returned home without giving me anything.
Okay, so you're supposed to weather all the storms together.
Very good.
Before we proceed to the main issue on ground, which is the issue of dealing with in-laws, family, friends, we're going to take a quick break now, and when we're back, of course, the discussion continues.
You're welcome.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Facet right here on Yo TV. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and I'm still with Mr. Emmanuel Adiegbe, and together we are rubbing minds on family interference and dealing with in-laws. Okay, so we're going to be diving deep into the issue now. I mean, I've been talking with him and he has told us of how he's been married for 36 years, and of course we understand that marriages come with their own ups and downs, and it is how much or how strong you are and how you can weather the storm together and how matured you are. Now let's go into the main issue, which is about dealing with in-laws. In your 36 years of marriage, how have you been able to deal with in-laws drama? I mean, can you share your experiences with your in-laws?
Thank you very much. You see, it depends on the characters of the parents we are dealing with. Okay. We have some parents that even their own sense of maturity has nothing to write home about. In our own days, my father takes my wife as his own daughter, including my mother. I dare not bully her. I dare not shout on her. What's wrong with you? When have you turned to the animal? Shouting as if she's your slave. I'm quiet. Like these days, it's not. Why? Papa, please. I know her, but you dare not say that. And that was why in those days, our wife prefer our parents because, and the same thing, if maybe we pay visit to her parents, she dare not misbehave because they have made me as their son, and he dare not molest me, vice versa. But these days, there are a lot of issues that have eroded those things, those lifestyles. What is it? One, the way our parents are looking at the issue. Okay. In those days, our parents are not looking as if we should be feeding them all the time. Even, I remember, each time I go to my father, I pay them visit, it was my wife that would be forcing him to accept any gift from me. He said, just take it away and take care of my daughter. He called my wife, his daughter. Mama, he will even pack everything that we should go home with it. You know, these days, if you go home, you know what your parents will be expecting.
But would you consider yourself lucky? I mean, knowing fully well that
you are very, very correct. You are very, very correct.
Has this type of in-laws.
Luck has to do with everything.
Okay.
That one cannot be an exception, of course. In Bible declares it, he that gets married to a good wife, he has favor in the Lord. Why did he say that? He knows what is inside the marriage.
Now, you just quoted Bible that, I mean, he who finds a wife finds a favor. But now, I mean, some people say these days that it's better for you to have, they'll say good in-laws. Having good in-laws is better than
bad wives.
Than bad spouses.
Yes.
Let's put it like that. What do you think?
You see, I don't share that opinion, because if my in-laws are good, I'm not living with my in-laws. I'm living with my spouse.
But then if you have a good spouse and you have bad in-laws,
it is not almost like that. It's not. For example, I did share my experience. Why do we have that? My parents are not scolding my spouse. Neither her parents scolding me. Are you getting? They took all of us as their children. In some cases, it's not like that. And that is why, well, if I'm lucky to have that, yes. You see, lucky one, true. And that is why when we are doing the courtship, it has to do with a lot of prayer. Not necessarily, no matter what you are having, you just have to be prayerful. Because if it's okay, it is better to have a bad wife than having a bad in-law. Do you know why they are saying that? Because they don't encourage their daughter to misbehave to you. That is why in some perspective, people believe that. And it's not all that going down well. That is why in some cases we had divorces now. We had divorce cases, including their own time, before our own time. There are a lot of divorce cases. It's not only big, but it was not prominent as it is. You mentioned about 2 years marriage. 2 weeks marriage has collapsed, even from the people that matters.
But let's talk about the major causes of some of this conflict, especially between couples and their in-laws. I mean, you are lucky, but I want to also believe that you've had experiences with some other people around you,
very well,
or probably stories that you have heard. So let's look into some of the issues that always, that are always major causes of this conflict. Now, one that I will mention is, visitation. Some people will say the root cause of all of this is, first of all, allowing your in-laws to probably stay with you, the children. Maybe, for example, now, as the man in the house, you tell your mom to come live with you, with yourself and your wife. So some people say this is even the beginning of the conflict, or the doom, so to say.
It may and it may not. It depends.
Now, if you come across young couples, would you advise that they have their parents living with them?
If I come across them, I can't just quickly give my advice, because I don't know the family background. The family background has a lot to do with all these things. You see, he or she might not be lucky as I do. So if I take my own lucky and try to influence, it might not work. Until when I study, well, maybe peradventure I happen to study, to visit them. In fact, to the glory of God, I'm just gifted. If I pay a visit to you once, at least I can give assessment of nothing less than 35 to 40 that I will derive. To either allow me to continue the relationship with this particular set of people, or to discontinue my relationship, because I don't want to be a bad influence into their family, and I don't want them to corrupt my own family too. That is why. But some are not gifted like that. You see, what happens is it depends on the family background. You see, immediately such a thing happens, you need to look at it. In fact, I can say that I cannot say that before I lost my daddy and mommy, I cannot give, I can maybe they have time to visit us more than twice. And I requested that they should come.
Okay, so you were the one that actually requested.
Even it was my wife that equally always requested that we should go and visit Papa and Mama. What is your business? I have my life to live. They have their own life to live. He said, no, I must go. And you know, at times when you wife insisting on something, if you want to have peace, you just have to succumb to it. Okay, let's go. Because I know that it will pamper her. She know the best she will enjoy. That is why she insisted that we must visit. No problem. I want to give it to her at that time. And it's natural and it's normal. But some people are talking, even I said that it's the first time my daddy and mom came to visit us. They brought 20 pieces of tuber yams. They brought one sack bag of gari. They brought also sack bag of laughing. The same thing, yam flour.
Okay.
They brought plantain, banana. By the time the vehicle parked in front of our house, I thought somebody was coming to part of the tenants. He started, who is this man? By the time I alerted, it was my father. Peeping to the vehicle, it was my mother.
So now I think it's good that we hear good tales like this, because I mean, for some people, they've always heard the bad side, the bad stories regarding these things. Now let us also, take a look into some people who are not having it the way that you had. Now, in your years of experience, I mean, what are the major issues that you have had?
There are a lot of
between couples and
yes, there are a lot of
in-laws.
issues. The first thing that crippling to the marital life is suspect.
Suspect.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't need to suspect your man.
As a wife?
As a wife, you don't need to suspect. If you want to get well with your marital life, have implicit trust in your man.
Okay.
Have implicit confidence. No matter what happens, Bible says, you don't have to doubt. You don't. When it says yes, believe it is yes. When it says no, believe it is no.
So what do you even have to say about grandmother-in-law, mother-in-law staying with couples? For example, there's a particular situation that I want to bring to your knowledge. I mean, we hear stories like this of newly wedded couples who are probably on their honeymoon, and then you have one of the parents, either the bride's parent or the groom's parents living with them, such that even when they're in their honeymoon and then the husband and the wife, they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, the Lord's work in quotes, and then the parents are actually making it unbearable for them, or probably disturbing them,
interjecting.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I mean, what do you make of all of this?
You see, it depends on the lifestyle and the maturity. It depends on the sense of reason or judgment. Actually, see, are they not be doing that one? When they were on honeymoon, you should have excused them. You don't need to intrude into their lifestyle. Of course.
In-laws should actually leave their children.
They should stay away. You see, the problem, even if you're not the honeymoon, leave them in their own abode. Let them live their own life. Let them experience what life is all about. Let them experience what the life is all about. I have lived my own life, so I don't interrupt my children's lifestyle. Okay. And even I say, please, my boy, I don't want to listen to an explanation. And they know me. They know, daddy, grandpa will not take it.
So there was also another situation, I mean, that also trended on social media sometimes back, where they said a marriage actually got dissolved because the husband bought a car for his mom. Okay. And then the wife got angry because at that moment she was pregnant. So she said, why would her husband get a car for his mom instead of to get a car for her, because she felt at that particular point in time she needed it more than the mom. So I mean, these are some of the issues, and I mean, men like this, they will say maybe mommy's boy. I mean, who needs car more? your wife or your mother? Why sometimes, for men who place their mom above their spouses? What do you have to say to this?
Do you know what informed that? The lady is very confessions.
She's
very confessions.
Yes. How do you mean?
Thank you. One, the husband is riding a car. Is that not so? He must have known what spurred him to do that unto his mother. He should have waited. Whether when it comes to her own mother, she will not do the same. She has no reason for querying that man. She no. I don't key into that sense of reason and judgment. No, they have their own. Okay, I don't mean it was her mother that she bought. Will she complain? She will not. And she doesn't know what the man may do at last. Maybe what he's going to do might even be far better than what he has done to his own parents. We have some people like that. That way, I want to play safe. Because I enjoy my mother-in-law. Oh, no. She's an excellent woman. But I want to play safe. What I want to do first is that, okay, let me first of all settle my mother. Because if I don't settle her, it will raise dust. Immediately, that one happened. Then the mother-in-law will come in. You see, problem is that when you are dealing with such a confessions people, you don't think outside their boxes. They will just react. You see, very, very violently. What is in need? In the first instance, she has not been left uncared for. Being in a pregnancy, say, does that change the life? What is special? What is special in it? You see, we don't need to try to overdo things at times. It's time to take advantage of the love for both parties. Because if the guy doesn't love her.
But in situations where, sometimes husbands, they might not know, to be honest. But in situations where men, or should I say husbands, begin to place their families above the wife,
that one is not too good, because the immediate family is my wife.
Okay.
The immediate family at the time I get married is my wife.
Okay.
So I don't need to take advantage of her understanding, or maybe quietness, or maybe simplicity, whatsoever. I don't need to take advantage of that one and do something not so funny. No. I don't encourage that. But you see, respect is reciprocal. I must give our own due respect. But more often than none, you ladies misbehave. I don't know. Maybe will you at times?
Is it a question of ladies misbehave, or a question of should in-laws actually live with their children?
Listen. So the issue of in-law living with their children, I said it has grades. I analyzed myself with you. My father and my parents have never for once come and stay with us. Even the other day they brought all those things. They went back to our farm. They didn't sleep that night.
Sleep over?
They didn't sleep over. No. With all those things they brought. I never knew they have arranged with that driver. You are taking us back. We are not coming to stay with them. Of course, I know that my wife my mother must have been pestering them to. No, I'm not going to stay with them because I know my father. I know such a thing must have happened. It often comes from the mother side of both parties. But if the man himself is disciplined and courageous, he will not allow his decision to be overridden by any simple explanation whatsoever. So I don't see them staying, but if you have such a thing, then you have to be diplomatic. Because we are not equally gifted. Their coming at times might be a source of blessing to you. And to become a source of blessing, it is you that will work towards it. They might be coming to test your temperament, to test your patience. I have a colleague, a friend of mine, that his mother was with them, even with short visit. Then they prepare food for them, they put food on the table for them. Is this how you are eating?
We have cases like that though.
When are you going to eat like this and become somebody in life? I can't eat this type of meat to bokoto, chicken. So
They are wasting my son's money.
You see, such mother-in-law.
Church mother-in-law?
Such
okay.
Such mother-in-law is not.
So how can you deal with such mother-in-law?
My sister, it is not difficult to deal with such mother-in-law. I know his son will be regretting her visit. That is quite sure.
You know, some women, some wives, they will say, "Mogbe abo, mi o mogbe." There's nothing I do.
That is excessive.
You even cook, because sometimes when you have your in-laws around, you want to make them feel comfortable.
You want to cook
make
the
sure
best
they have
food.
The best, and then you cook and they say, "Oh, so this is how you have been cooking. This is how you have been wasting my son's money."
Is it not a part of what I'm saying that okay, they cook the best? Even is it very unfortunate. They themselves have never been enjoying such a thing. They prepare for that mother-in-law because she was visited for the first time.
I mean, God forbid if you have a daughter and she has that kind of in-law, what would be your advice for her? How can you scale through?
Thank you very much. I will only deal with my daughter than intruding. Look, they have come to overstretch your patience, and you have to give it to them. Don't, whatever other man or woman is saying concerning that, let them go. Then it is the business between you and your husband. They have no business. You don't have business in uttering a single word with them. No.
But
yes, ma'am.
Sometimes when you don't utter words, they take it for granted.
It is you people that they take it for granted. You see, in your own perspective, you felt they are taking advantage of your
silence.
Of your silence. No, it is you. You don't need. Give it to them. Even if they are trying to overstretch your silence, give it to them.
When you say give it to them, what should I do?
You don't look at their side. You don't feel bad about it. Are you getting? You such a people, you can't defeat them.
So just ignore.
Just ignore them.
Okay.
Chidi, why are you doing this? Mommy, sorry. No, you don't want my child to. Sorry, ma. We will change, ma. I know. I know. His son will be boiling inside.
But not all.
Child! You see,
how about
I'm not talking about mother's puppet. I'm not. You see, I told you we have categories. Puppet husband are there. They will technically and simply what their mother or fathers are saying. No, they can't come and manage my house for me. Nobody manage their house for them. Therefore, they cannot come and manage my house for me. Of course, yes. But at times, it is the duty of the lady to do much work. Immediately that what happens, this is puppet husband. Then you now engage him. And how do you engage him? You engage him softly. Darling, I don't want you to fight mommy. Are you getting? But one thing you must understand that we own our life ourselves. They have managed their own life the way they can. And if you want to compare and contrast our life with them, the gap is there. A word is enough for the wise. Don't say more than that at first instance. They have come to overstretch your patience. And this is puppet husband you are having. Don't you know that you need to acquire more tactics, knowledge, patience, and understanding of yourself? Then you continue to feed your husband. I'm not talking about that do here. But you need to spoon feed. We have some people like that too. I have so many of them as friends. I look at them that they are calling your father is. Why don't you? I don't know why they allow you to marry. Yes, I asked them why did they allow you to marry? Because they don't allow you a breathing space. Every day they are here. Every day they continue to nag your wife, and you open your mouth and you begin to look at them. What is their business? At times I face their parents. Baba, mama, you have lived your own life. You are not helping this guy. If you behave like this, before you know it, you ruin his life. Because at times, you pack up and we bury you. after that, he will come to understand that you are ruining his marital life, not that you are building his own marital life.
Now that brings me to another question. From
That's
your
lovely.
opinion, how long should a mother-in-law stay? You know, there's this word in Igbo land, they call it omugo, especially when they are...
Is that your opinion?
No, well, but I mean, in Yoruba we also have it. Just that I can't really remember what they call it in Yoruba, but we know that when a wife gives birth, either the wife's mom or the husband's mom comes to take care of the child. So during this period, how long should a mother stay with the couple? Because these days things have changed. Some mothers, maybe in few months they stay. Some mothers, in fact, some mothers are looking forward to that period so that they can, take vacation and just stay for longer.
Thank you very much. You see, that one has to do with the background. You see, if you have a mother-in-law who has no business to engage herself with, you can't rule that kind of life out. To come and say, take advantage, okay, no, my son's wife has given birth, therefore I have to stay there. In fact, when my wife gave birth, because the thing is common, particularly in our race here, when my wife gave birth, the maximum, because they believe that tradition, the maximum should be 41 days. After the 41 days, they go.
Days.
41 days.
That's like a month or some days.
And some days, a month and 11 days. So immediately after 41 days, you will see them packing. In fact, my mother found it difficult to stay till 41 days. Because she didn't allow us to cook for her. She was the one
Doing the whole
look, this thing will not continue. Don't come here and take my responsibility. So by the time you are doing it, it will become a part of me. Each time she give birth to my mommy will be coming and take the responsibility.
From what you're saying now, I mean, during your wife's time, during that period, your mom came.
Any reasonable mother-in-law should not stay more than 41 days.
Now things are beginning to change, and this is because of this whole in-law issues. Now, wives want their own moms to come and take care of them because they say it's easier for you to get along with your own mother. Now, I mean, some couples have their issues whenever the wife, gives birth. Should your mom come or should my own mom come?
That is exactly what informs are meant to say. Look, I, Emmanuel Sunday Adiegbe, will not take in any short visit from my parents, and as such, no half visit from your parents. Are you getting? This type of lifestyle makes some people took that decision. No. Instead of, because if my own comes, you will demand for your own. So that is why I talk about maturity that is ripening for marriage. Perhaps you are not within their environment. Would they come? No, they won't come. You have to take that one to an example. Where if you are not in the same vicinity, even not even going to abroad. If you from here to Kano, so if you are in Kano and you give birth, so your mother will pack this and say it's coming to Kano. It's not. No, they will rugged it. They will say no, I must. I know it's unnecessary. And if they manage to come, and that if you are mature, you yourself will say, mommy, you don't need to let me experience. I'm born to face this type of things.
So it is not that the society actually puts it down that it is the husband's mom that has to come or the wife's
Neither.
mom.
Yes.
Either of them.
No. You see, it is.
Who should come for Omugo? Who should come?
You see, none should come at all.
None
should come because yes, none should. I think I've just said it. When she came, she took the responsibility from me. One, she took the responsibility of cooking for my wife. She was the one cooking. She was one went to the market. She was after that she put the food on the table. She didn't allow me to even give upkeep. No. She has come to usurp my responsibility as a husband, and she has come to usurp the responsibility as my wife to cook for me. So I warned her. After the first month, no, I didn't allow her to come.
Oh, so who took care of your children?
Neither my wife allowed her mother to come.
So she did it all by herself.
She did it all by herself. Look, if you know you are not mature to maybe we call it quit. No, yes, it's practice it. And by the grace of God, she finished Shabiani. Nobody was around to assist.
Was she ever going to assist any of her children?
In fact, she has been part and parcel of her. You go and take care of your child. I'm not ready to.
So you didn't allow your wife to also go for.
And it is not me that he didn't allow her. She took her own personal decision. No. Even what she did was that within the 8 days before the naming, she was visiting to take care of the baby.
Okay.
After naming, that's your preview. Nobody came to help me raising you up. So if you can't raise your baby up, that is your own problem. Even for that 8 days, I forced her to go. Don't leave this girl. She doesn't know what to do at first. Go and put her through. Is there nobody put? No. If you are very unfortunate to have somebody putting you through, don't compare your luck with her own. You are alive. So go and help her. That is what you see. It depends on the background. I keep repeating it. It depends on the background. Some people don't like it, and some people cherish it to pour close into their life of others. And I do know why they cherish it.
Okay, so now we've been able to take a look at different aspects, and because of our time, we need to start rounding off now. But let us now look into some of the solutions. How do you think that couples can set and maintain boundaries, healthy boundaries with their extended families?
Thank you. The solution is not far-fetched.
Okay.
It depends on the understanding of both parties, that is the husband and wife. Don't let it be just put of as we are having situation. I think it's time for us to know how to run our own life. We should not allow anybody to come and help us run our own life, because as time goes on, they will go away. Then who will begin to teach us? Let us teach ourselves how to do our own life. We first of all establish that one, and there must be a mutual understanding between a wife and a husband. But oftentimes it is a wife that will try to, maybe, I don't know, because of the mixture, maybe, Titi, no, Titi has gone, no, look, Titi, I'm not after Titi, I married you. So I didn't marry Titi. What I want is what I want for you, not what I want for Titi. If you blend that understanding, fine. You don't need to go out and compare and contrast your lifestyle at home. That is where the problem crops in. When you go out, I did this, well, fine, I'm not lucky to have that. That is just my language. You see, no, I'm not lucky to have that.
So from what you have said now, couples should learn to be independent.
Of course, that is 100%.
Have mutual agreement
between the two parties.
On the side of the in-laws,
they should stay away. Don't dissipate much energy on that one. They should stay away. Both father and
so
both your husband and
the me and my husband concept is winning at last.
It might. Yes, it might win because of the excessiveness of the parents. Because some of them are not matured enough to even how old are they? You see, if maturity comes in, you will not go and put up in your in-laws' house. You know it's forbidden, particularly in Nigeria. You die in your in-laws' house. They dare not take the cost through the entrance. It's through the window. Perhaps they are living like this. Perhaps the couple are living in the upstairs. They dare not put it otherwise. It will be a continuous something. That is taboo, and it's happening somewhere. It happened in some client, particularly in Nigeria, that the mother-in-law, father-in-law comes and die there. It's an abomination.
Wow.
So then when such a thing here is ugly here somewhere, sort of, why do we need to? No, don't need to, because that will never give you a time that you will come. And when you know that it's going to be a bad omen to your daughter and to your son, you dare not give them such a problem. Okay. So it is enough for us to ever think outside the box that way. I better find my way myself. If you visit them, short visits is enough. Don't go and you see you people. This lady oftentimes calls all these things, particularly those that are not traveling. I don't know what is special in abroad, though. Maybe because I'm a chronic village man. I don't know what is happening abroad. And most of the parents are dying suffering in abroad. Usually the climate is not favorable to them. You go and put up with them, then you will be. You see, they live in a favorable area like this. You won't be able to move about because of the weather. When you know the climate is not suiting your body.
Even the husband too, the babas too, they are already rioting.
They are envy. They are
going for Omugo. Then they will go together.
You cause it. It is our lady that cause all that kind of thing. When you say, even, okay, they say, no, I'm taking my mother. The mother, I'm taking my mother with me. Why should you take your mother away and leave me? No.
You should take the two of them.
You should take the two of us.
Okay.
So if it were me, you want to take your mother, you are going to kill her, take her away. By the time the climate is not favorable, you bring her back to me. That's just it. Or if you can take her out, why am I going to suffer myself? I can't be free. You know, their own system is different from my own system. And as a village man, you know the way I can behave. I can behave as a village man, I can be arrested. So when you know the system of which you are behaving, you know that if I go to this place, it may be difficult to. I don't like you going there.
So finally for today, especially on this discussion, for those of you probably just tuning in, we've been talking about dealing with in-laws and family interference. So what are your last words for for couples and also for in-laws in getting their relationships right?
Thank you very much. I want to advise parents, first of all, you see, to allow their children to experience what life is all about. Peradventure, they are not existing. The children will live. So they should allow their children to know what life is all about. Both parties, either mother-in-law or father-in-law. They should allow their. You see, they should their constant relationship, their constant visitation ends at the day they have been consummated. Fine, leave them. If they want to, the only thing, give them a phone call, advise them. Sunday, I don't want to hear you and your wife getting into an argument. Please, 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 my boy, God will help you. Then, my daughter, Remy, please, I don't want to hear any argument with your husband. Be a good girl. Be a good ambassador of our family. But if anything goes wrong, it is the name of our family that you are putting in the disrepute. That is the counseling for them. Even though when they are facing challenges, pray for them. Counsel them. There's no life that is free of challenge. Bible cleared it. Because of me, you will face challenges. So you are not set free. So both parents should desist intruding. I can call that one intrusion. They should stop intruding into the life of their children. No. It doesn't help them. It doesn't show that they are going off to build up their own homes. So they should allow them. And they say that the couple too, they should be able to show more understanding to their spouses. That one is clear. Is clear. So get your wife right, fill her pulse, know what she likes best. Don't exhaust too much patience out of her. It's not the best, because there is no spirit that is not provoking. So all thought-provoking issues, we should jettison it. We should show more understanding to our relations. Like I said, have implicit trust, implicit love. That one is important to both of you. Believe whatever he says, and he must believe whatever you say. So if you don't allow any doubt to premise itself into your life, you will have a free and comfortable life.
And that's about it on Facet today. Thank you so much for joining us, especially on our maiden edition. Of course, we will be back on another episode. But till then, enjoy the rest of the day. And it's a bye-bye from me. My name is Oluwaseyi Daudu. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Adiegbe, for joining us.
I thank you very much for having me today. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.